Welcome back, beer tubers. Just got done home brewing and want to open something that will hopefully be an awesome. I got the new batch of Boulevard's Bourbon Barrel Quad, aka BBQ. This is their Bourbon Barrel Aged Quad. It's actually 84% ale aged in bourbon barrels with cherries and 16% ale. So they're blending in some non-barrel aged into the barrel aged, which they had cherries. 11.8%. So the base beer is actually not 6 glass. It's loosely based on 6 glass, but the cherries is an interesting idea to add. Pours out like a burnt orange into nice sort of cherryish red notes. It's slightly hazy, some good carbonation on it. Got a very just tan colored head, some alcohol legs for sure. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, big cherry, big dark fruit, a lot of caramel, a little bit of a, yeah, absolutely getting bourbon characteristics. Pretty fresh smelling. I mean, it's the 2013 release, just came out. Still happy to be able to buy this in California. So thank you, Boulevard, for finally distributing back to San Diego again so I could pick this up for a fairly reasonable price in a local market, you know, not even a good bottle shop, and they're carrying it. So yeah, back to the tasting notes here. A little bit of like a brown sugar note, definitely like a sugary, sweeter aroma, but most of the cherry sticks out, and then you got a little bit of like a raisin character underneath that. Bourbon there, not a whole lot of vanilla, but you get that fresh, actual bourbon aroma, that caramelly, oaky character. So it smells great. Let's dig in. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's fantastic. Big beer. The alcohol's presence is definitely felt. Well, I'll get more into that later, but a nice overall balance. Nice medium body beer. Just went down easy first sip. Yeah, it's got really nice balance to it. Big sweetness up front. Nice dry finish as you expect from a well-brewed Belgian ale. Makes it so drinkable for the alcohol level. I do taste some alcohol in the finish, but not a lot. It's definitely more a very bourbon-esque finish, but it doesn't quite have that type of burn that you would if you're drinking a regular bourbon. Overall, to kind of summarize the tasting notes, it tastes like bourbon-soaked cherries with a touch of vanilla and oak. I mean, that's kind of like sums up this beer. If you like that characteristic, which I guess would be sort of like a Manhattan, except that's more like rye whiskey. This is tasting to me like a true like bourbon whiskey. But it's got big sweetness up front. You get a lot of like caramel notes, so, but it's not like the overly sweet caramel. No, that sort of melanoidin that kind of goes into more just not quite toffee, but just straight caramel notes. Some breadiness in there. Big cherry notes in there, followed by a little bit of sweet raisin. And then the back end, you're picking up that bourbon character. It dries out. I'm not getting a ton of a yeast ester, but you know, there's a hint of a bit of a spiciness on the finish. It's not overly phenolic, which is nice. You get the vanilla more on the taste and the flavor at the end with some of that oak character. There's that slight sort of dark candy syrup characteristic to it that doesn't quite go molasses, but it kind of approaches that characteristic. And man, I'm loving this fresh. I bought a second bottle, which I was going to age. I don't know how much you want to age this beer. It might mellow out the alcohol a little bit with a little bit of time, but it's got some really nice bright flavors, fresh, nice bourbon characteristic. It's not overpowering, but it's certainly present, and it works really well with the quad base beer, and the cherries add a nice touch to it as well. So very, very untraditional Belgian style quad, but done very, very well, like Boulevard does with a lot of their Belgian style ales in the Smokestack series. Highly recommend picking this one up. This is delicious. This is a, I guess I'm gonna go A. This is a borderline A+ for me. I find this to be particularly delicious. So yeah, if you were to say this is A+, I'd agree. Yeah, why not? A+, whatever. Scores don't matter. It's delicious. Go buy it. Highly recommend it. It's going to wrap this one up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.